Mr. Mgojo, many thanks for making time to speak to us.
Thank you very much.
Great results. If I could just delve into this, record production volumes, 47 metric tons, record export volumes, 8 metric tons. I could go on with the records here. Tell me, what inspired this away from Eskom? Even the exports are looking quite splendid.
Well, thank you very much, Arnold. It has been a very good year for us last year, but this result is really stems from the work that we've been doing over the last few years. As you have seen, we've had a very strong capital program in terms of really trying to grow our value, especially into the export markets. And a lot of the initiatives that we have driven also talked around driving operational excellence, bringing in new ideas around innovation in the form of digitalization, being able to drive and utilize things like data analytics, big data. And these are the things that we've been working on, building that platform. And what is basically happening now is that in the last year, the foundation has been set. And the capital now that we've been deploying is actually now looking at redefining our product mix to the high quality coals so that we can have more optionality and flexibility than being really dependent more on the Indian market. By creating ourselves the flexibility now whereby last year we started now taking coal to the Pakistani markets, to the South Korean, the Japanese market as part of really testing and really embedding our ability to actually be able to play the domestic Eskom, the exports, low quality by high quality coal. That's maximizing really our view that in utilizing our export entitlement, we want to play to the high premium coal markets. And this is the strategy that we've been adopting over the last few years.
Right. I'm sure this is a question that you hear countless times. The policy frameworks are actually having a bit of a reset. I'm sure you're not oblivious to this. You know, you're having the likes of the Norwegian Sovereign Wealth Fund walking away from non-renewables, you know. You have the likes of the United Nations going in very heavy on the likes of coal and fuels and that kind of thing. How much pressure are you under right now to make sure that you deliver products, yet the policies in some of the countries in the West are not really on your side?
You know, that's a very good question, Al, and it's something that we've been working on at a strategic level with Exxaro from many years ago. You may not be aware, or may be aware, that Exxaro also is invested in renewable energy in the form of 2 wind farms on a 50-50 joint venture with Synergy, where we are supplying about 230 megawatts of wind power into the South African grid. So we have started looking at the whole issue around ESG. We have actually started looking at how does an Exxaro post-coal, post-mining look like into the future. But what we are also saying is that there's a great opportunity right now in a particular horizon where we can actually maximize the type of value of coal that talks to the high quality coal, lower ashes, in such a manner that we can actually minimize the carbon footprint around coal whilst we are still building the opportunity of diversifying into more renewable. And we've also identified the agri sector and also the water sector as being areas of future growth, given the fact that there's a huge growing population coming in the future. And we want to play in terms of finding solutions in those particular areas.
Definitely, definitely. Let's move on. Again, going through your numbers here. Capital expenditure, the CapEx here, up 1.8 million, if I'm actually on the spot here. Again, you're looking at the Belfast project. Just walk me through some of these and what goes into this and the repayment.
Well, you know, the Belfast project is actually a very interesting one because it's one of our new greenfield mines, which is going to be a digital mine. It's fully digital with a digital twin. And basically what we have done now is that project initially was supposed to come into first production only next year. We're going to be on top of coal this year, actually 6 weeks from now. So we've been able to utilize the latest thinking around how do you optimize projects to create value much earlier. And therefore we have been able to do that. And we have brought in a lot of that capital reduce some of that capital and actually being able now to utilize like this new way of thinking, and also in terms of all our other operations now, where we are going to be able to visualize the full value chain, where there's going to be one version of truth. So now that has enabled us to create new ways of driving efficiencies and productivity, because now you have one team that are looking at the whole value chain, optimizing as and when things are happening in real time.
All right, very briefly, we could just touch the Mpumalanga mines. This is down 13%, you know, the production is not also looking very good. What is actually driving this down?
Well, in the Mpumalanga area, we have had a bit of challenges. You would have seen, and we've reported, that we had 21 days of stoppages, but basically due to community activities that the mining industry has really been experiencing. And this is not only unique to Exxaro. We've also had at the last year where some of our old areas, resources were coming to the end, and there were delays in actually bringing in the new areas due to also community activities. We've had derailments happening. We've had weather issues in the Richards Bay terminal, where because of severe weather conditions, there were delays in inability to load some of our vessels. So all of these things played into the mix with regarding to the Mpumalanga mines. But I can say that to you right now, this year we are able to drive all these other operational excellence initiatives, and they are actually enabling us now to be able to start looking at improving our productivity levels. And as such, we are in a situation where towards the tail end of the year, we're able to start seeing some gains which are coming through into the new year.